Welcome back to Ask the Experts radio show on Talk Radio 1190, where we interview local professionals, experts in their field. Once again, joined by Roger Wakefield of the Texas Green Plumbing, the expert plumber in North Texas, if you ask me. He is joined with Tina Phillips and also his wife, Julie. All right, I guess we're talking customer care training today. Is that correct?
We are. Trustpoint has probably been the training that has helped our plumbers individually more than anything with what all we've done. And we've got a lot of different training that we do, but for them to feel comfortable, and really to me, one of the most important things that, and Tina, it was actually a class that you taught, is listening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why is that so important?
Well, I think in this day and age, just really for everybody, even if you're not in some type of a customer care role or you own a business, but even with your family or your friends, listening is somewhat of a lost art.
Absolutely.
So I think there are people out there who may have developed a skill set around listening, but there's a couple of things that I know for the most part really ring true with people when we talk about listening is how do you really become a better listener? And so if you think about it, there's a couple of barriers that keeps us from really listening. And so I'm gonna actually talk about one of them. One of them is our phone, right? Have you noticed lately when you go to a restaurant and you look around the restaurant, most people are doing what?
You're on their phones.
I don't know. I'm not going to look at my wife while you ask me this question.
Yes, that's exactly right. We're all guilty of it. So we're more attached to the phone than we are to really having conversation with people. And I think from a listening perspective, there's a couple of things that I think are really important. One is connecting with the person. So if you're in a customer care role or talking on the phone, when you're answering the phone, one of the things that happens is you get distracted, right? There's so many distractions in the world, and really keying in on what the person is saying. And I think the big hindrance to that is what's going through our own head. We're listening to ourselves more than we are to the other person. So I have a little rule of thumb when I'm with people to really be just focused and in the present, right, with the person and focusing in on what they're saying. So when I became a client of Trustpoints, because I was a long time ago before I got into the business, one of the things I realized was my listening was terrible. I would interrupt people. I would finish their sentences. I would do all the things you're not supposed to do.
Because you know what they want.
Yes. I can read their mind, right,
me
Roger?
Too. Absolutely.
Yeah, you and I have the
Roger's
same problem.
the king of that.
Yeah. So I think that was the biggest thing that I took away is the ability to really work on my listening skills and hone in. And probably the biggest piece of advice I can give about that is being present, getting your distractions out of the way, and then also using what I call a technique of active listening, which means when they're talking to me, I'm going to repeat back to them what I think I heard. And a lot of times what we think we hear usually goes through some filters in our head, and when we repeat it back, usually what do people say, Roger?
Yeah, it's not what was said.
That's exactly right. So
the key
that's a
thing
big
that,
thing.
The key thing that from the class, and I thought you were going to say it a while ago, listen to repeat.
Yes.
That is the one thing that I go back to that every time I'm talking to a customer, and I will stop and tell myself, and I can hear you in the class saying, listen to repeat.
Yes, and where is that the most important to use?
It's important for me with a customer or with my wife.
Yeah.
Which way you going?
Yeah. Well, I was really thinking about it,
Yeah.
both,
Right.
exactly both. But the other part of it is when someone's upset, right? If a lot of times we make the mistake of when someone's, not really happy with our product or service or something's happened, we make the mistake of wanting to defend what we've done.
Right.
And I think if we just take a step back and really allow them to get out their frustration or their disappointment or whatever it is and listen to that, really listen to them, and try to uncover through using some questioning skills to discover, okay, what's a good solution? And because people do want to walk away satisfied with the product or service. And, you know, if they've hired you and they've given you money, we want to provide a good service, right? Or a product. So really being able to use that listen to repeat to make sure that we understand truly what the issue is versus making it up in our own head.
So listening, communications, a whole lot of things. Julie, you came in and tried teaching me disc profiling. And at first I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. But it's something that has helped our plumbers to learn disc because, you know, you're a person, you slow down, you think about everything. Tina and I, we know the answer before you've even started telling us, so we're a little different. Tina and I are both
I don't know
high
why
Ds.
you're putting me in that group.
Well,
Yeah.
because I need a little
company.
support here.
Yeah.
Need a little support
All right. I'll stay with you, Roger.
You know, Tina and I are both high Ds, so we do. We understand each other. And it's really funny because, just so y'all know, Julie's the kind of person I can tell Julie, say, hey, what do you want to do for dinner? And Julia said, well, you know what? Yesterday for breakfast, I had bacon and eggs. Oh, my gosh, it was so
You're
good.
exaggerating.
And no, I'm not. and then at lunch yesterday, oh, wait, no, that was the day before. I had fish tacos.
So exaggerating.
I'm not through.
So I want sushi today.
Exactly. But Julie goes through this processing, and you can't just ask Julie, where do you want to go eat? And she'll say, you know what? I want to go to Uncle Julio's. Now, that's a quick answer for her if you want something quick, because she will always go there.
You're going to have to go to Lupe Tortilla now because of April. Sorry, I had to interrupt that.
Lupe Tortilla.
Yeah.
Okay,
Write that down,
check
Roger.
that
That's
one
who
out.
she's working for. They open up in March in Addison.
I like that.
Yeah, she's
Cool.
down in Houston training. Sorry to interrupt. The
No,
show.
you're good. So I'm the kind of person, if somebody asks me, where do you want to go? I mean, I just know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'm in the mood for Mexican. Let's go here. Or, you know what? I want a steak. Let's go here. And it's a big deal, but I had to learn that Julie has to process. So I can't get upset about that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
Better
like,
not.
you know, hey, what do you want to do for dinner? So now I'll ask her, like, look, what do you want to do for dinner tomorrow? Because
So that is an
plenty of time.
exaggeration.
That may be slightly exaggerated, but that has helped us in our personal relationship.
It's called
has it not?
communication. I mean,
no, it has. You're right, Anthony, it is. But understanding the way people have to process information. Some people make decisions quickly. Some people have to process. And so the way that I process is I gather information and I think about it. I make decisions much more slowly than you do.
well, no, that's an educated decision. I
Mhm.
mean, a lot of people can do it off the cuff, and a lot of people don't need a minute. I mean, it doesn't say anything about the personality. It says something about, you know, the thought process of somebody. They really want to make it right, you
Right.
know? I mean,
Exactly.
I want it right. And if it needs to be done right, if it takes a minute, hey, it takes a minute.
So this profile has probably helped me and my plumbers as much or more than anything, because
Yeah.
now we understand, you know, you can talk to a customer for a few minutes and you can pretty much figure out, you know, are they like Julie? Are they like me? You know, what kind of person are they? How does that help people in other industries? Because I know it's helped my guys a lot.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things that DISC helps us do. And if you're not familiar with DISC, you can definitely go Google it, right, and learn a little bit more about DISC. We use it a lot. It's an easy system to help you identify how does someone want to be communicated to, and potentially what kind of information do I need to give them in order for them to make a decision, right? And also maybe how long the decision process may take. For example, you were just talking, if you're a D, typically Ds make decisions very quickly, and they usually don't ask anyone, right? They don't ask for people to input, and sometimes that can hurt us, right? And then if you're an I, the Is tend to want other people to chime in and make sure that, hey, it's going to be good for everybody and we're going to have a good time doing it, right? The S's like to process, and they also like to know that, hey, it might make sense, you know, does this make sense for the group or for the family, whatever it is that they're trying to decide. And then the C really, from a decision-making standpoint, likes a lot of information. And sometimes they can delay making a decision because they want to make the right decision.
Right.
So if you think about it in terms of understanding DISC can help anyone. I think it's been a game changer for me in my relationships with my family, in my relationships with people at work, and also with my clients. When you start to understand how to use DISC and really pay attention to what might be going on, two things that will help you do: A, be a better communicator to that other person, especially if they're opposite of you. And then B, really help you understand what information or how do I deliver the information that they need.
And communicating, especially in our industry, what we being professional plumbers, when we walk into a house, we automatically think, okay, look, yeah, I got a call, you got a toilet running, I already know what the problem is. But to be honest, communication is huge, because the thing that we try to do, and it's part of customer service, is we don't want to just find what the problem is and fix the problem. We want to try to find out what caused the problem. Mm-hmm. And sometimes through communication, do you have a water filtration system? Is your water hard? And we'll test water for chlorine and chloramine, which is horrible in this area at certain times of year. The hardness is really big. I tested a lady's water yesterday, and it was 25 grams per liter, something like that. I don't remember the exact, but 25 is very hard. And we will talk more in a little bit about not just DISC, but customer service training and why we feel it's huge, and it's really helped our company a lot. Anthony, I want to remind people to go to The Expert Plumber and subscribe, because we're going to give away an American Standard bidet toilet seat here in probably about 25 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
And
hopefully listeners are listening.
They
need to listen.
It helps sometimes.
Well, communication. The first part of communication is listen.
Listen to repeat.
Listen to repeat.
Absolutely, that is huge.
And call in. So you can get that toilet seat.
Well, first they need our numbers, but let me go ahead and get them numbers so if they want to get a hold of you after the show, they can get a hold of you after the show. For everybody getting in and out of your cars, we're interviewing Roger Wakefield from Texas Green Plumbing. He is our expert plumber. If you'd like to get a hold of him, his number is 972-442-4101 on the World Wide Web at texasgreenplumbing.com. Or if you'd like to get a hold of Tina Phillips, it's 1-888-831-0466 of Trustpoint Management Group, or on the World Wide Web at Trustpoint Texas. TX.sandler.com. All right, so what we're going to do, guys, is everybody knows you need to go to YouTube and check out, what is it, The Expert Plumber?
Absolutely.
Okay, so The Expert Plumber on YouTube. Hit that little bell, correct? Is that what you want them to do, or is it joining?
Just subscribe. Subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on anything.
Subscribe and ring the bell, and we're going to probably do something either next segment or the next. Just stay tuned. If you want to call us, it's either 214 or 817-787-1190. That's 214 or 817-787-1190. We have an American Standard bidet toilet that Roger is going to give away to.
Bidet toilet seat.
Bidet toilet seat.
So this will fit any elongated toilet that they already have.
He said elongated.
I know,
awesome.
I like that.
Well, and just that to me, I thought it was a toilet we're talking about. So this is a seat. So this is something new, maybe.
This is something. It's new. It's been in the American market for a while now, but this is a neat product.
So this is probably even an easy install for
it
her.
It is, and we've got a video on how to do it on The Expert Plumber.
Look at that. I knew you had it.
I'm just saying.
Once again, we are Ask the Experts radio show. We're going to go to break right now. Stay with us. We are on Talk Radio 1190, and I'm Anthony, and we'll see you in about 2 minutes.